Der Teufel hat den Schnaps gemacht, na und, hat mich um den Verstand gebracht, na und, ich fühlte mich so heldenhaft, na und, wer ist der Typ im Spiegel, wieso ist ihm nur so übel? Hurra, die Humpen her, der Teufel kriegt uns nimmer mehr, Humpen her, hip hip hurra, wir saufen und wir sind noch da, hip hip hurra, die Humpen her, der Teufel kriegt uns nimmer mehr, Humpen her, hip hip hurra, wir saufen und wir sind noch da.
Satyr legs, Minotaur legs, armored legs. I'm back. I'm going to show you how to make realistic horse legs for your costumes. Let's get started. So, if you've been wrapping your legs in foam and old carpeting, stuffing your favorite set of furry pajamas, walking around on stilts, maybe even making your own platforms, or trying to find a substitute for reticulated legs, not with the best results, well, here's your participation trophy. Have you ever wondered why some costume legs look off balance? I apply one rule when making my legs, and that is that the knee has to be centered over the hoof. If you do this, it'll appear that your body weight is being carried forward by the hoof and the front leg. If you don't line up the knee with the hoof, then you may appear to be leaning backwards. Let me show you how that rule applies. In each of these examples, the red line represents where the human leg actually is, followed by the fake knee that's built out over the hoof, and then a reverse joint built up behind the leg. All of this combined will give you the illusion of balance. Alright, a quick overview of the satyr leg. This one is probably the easiest to make. All I did was use a platform boot, foam, and fur. Oh, and a little bit of warbler for the hoof. What we have here is a basic boot. You can see the heel here. There's your boot. What we've done is constructed a hoof out of warbler. People often ask, how do I hinge my hoofs? You can see there it's just a basic screw and washer. You have to hinge the hoof because it's in front of your toe, so every time you step, that hoof has to move. The movement of the hoof also adds to the illusion that it's an actual real leg. Now, following the formula that I gave you already, how do we get the knee over the hoof if this is just a straight up and down boot? We use craft foam and then fur, long-haired fur. It hides where the knee goes into the boot, but it allows the buildup allows the knee joint to come directly over the hoof. Now using craft foam tubing, actually I think I used pool noodles. We came back here to make the reverse joint. Now when you're actually wearing this, it looks like you're being supported by the reverse joint. How do we hide or create this illusion of empty space here where the heel and your shin is? I use long hair to come down over the shin, and I use long hair to come down over the heel. Now, also the long hair adds movement, which distracts the eye, so as the person's walking, there's not this solid block of heel and shin. What you're seeing is you're seeing the fur moving, where you look at the more solid, shorter fur and the solid hoof, which creates the illusion of a satyr leg. Whoa, was that deer nose blinking at me? For about 10 years I had the idea in my head that I wanted to build a horse leg costume. When I had the free time one summer, I started on that project. These legs were built by building a platform underneath the boot, adding a hinged hoof, and then I created a rigid skeleton that I attached the warbler and fur to. These legs did weigh a lot, but for those of you that skip leg day, go ahead and build them. However, I'm showing them to you so you can understand what kind of frame goes on underneath the fur and the warbler. Today there's a lot of foam products on the market that'll keep this weight factor out of your legs, and it shouldn't be a problem. Make sure you do lots of test walks throughout your process. You're going to be checking for movement. You're going to be checking for any rub spots that are going to cause you pain throughout the day, because you're going to end up wearing these for hours. And then flexibility and ease of movement are always important. The Minotaur leg. This one I built using a platform boot. If you can't see the boot, here's your heel underneath the hair. Right here's the opening where your leg goes down in. Bottom view, here's the foot sole with the warble hoof on the front. Your hoof gets attached the same way as the other ones, using a bolt into the platform right here so the hoof moves, it's hinged. And then on the inside of the leg, I use horsehair to hide the fact that there's a zipper here. So you simply step in, zip up, you're ready to go to the party. Now, following the formula that I gave you, how do we create that illusion of balance? By getting the knee over top of the hoof. I'm wearing armor on my leg, so therefore I've created an armor knee plate. The knee plate is hinged by a lag bolt here, and it falls directly over the hoof. And then the rest of the leg is made using Warbler and craft foam to create the reverse joint, giving the illusion as you're standing in here that all your weight's been put on that reverse joint and nobody can see the actual boot in the center. Now, there's three things that create that illusion besides that formula of balance, and that is movement, three moving areas. You have the moving knee joint, you have the moving hoof, and then you also have the horsehair moving. All of this deceives the eye and takes away from the fact that there's actually a solid foot and a solid boot heel right here.
Schwitz mit dem Gesicht nach unten, schwere Männerhände greifen mich auf. Ich wurde erwischt, meine Botschaft gefunden, und wenn die Geschichte ungehindert ihren Lauf hinter die Reihen fremder Mächte führte, wie meine Reise die geheime Mission, ihren Wahrscheinlichkeiten zu erkennen, das Volk zu beschützen.
One of my favorite places to wear these legs is at the Krampus ball. The costumes there are amazing, and how often you get a chance to dress up at Christmas. Once you've mastered building these legs, you can be anything from a Krampus to a deer to a unicorn using a variety of craft supplies.
Dunkle mittelgroße schwarze Kaputen, was haben die vor? Wo kommen die her? Ist das ein Abschlag von der dunklen Gilde? Begabten Auftrag ist das Ziel der Aktion. Wird das ein Krieg? Wer kann die Antwort finden? Sie brauchten mich, fragten ihre Schwingen.
This time I wanted to challenge myself. I wanted to make a horse leg without using hair. There's too many good costumes out there to be made, like robots or aliens that have three jointed legs. You're not going to use hair. So I wanted to push myself, see if I could pull it off. I think I did. If you like the design, adapt it to whatever you're making. So what we have here is part of my armored Minotaur costume. There's no hair. I did everything using Warbler, making armored plates on top of a platform boot. So, in case you can't see the boot, here's the opening. The heel shows just really slightly right here. Here you have the hinged hoof. There's your bottom look. And then on the reverse side, same as before, there's a zipper. I step in, zip up. This time I added a Velcro closure that cinches this together, thereby hiding the zipper. Now, following the formula I gave you to create the illusion of the weight being supported by a horse leg, we had to put the knee over top of the hoof. Did this with the armored plating, the reverse joint, and now where I used to use hair to create movement and an illusion, this time I created that movement by adding more moving pieces. This is the lowest leg piece. It's hinged, it's attached, and it moves. The knee moves. The hoof moves. But then on top of that, I added all these pieces right here that are all attached separately. Those all move as well. And a big empty space here. So when you're standing in this, people think your knee is out here, they think the weight is being transferred to here, and then down to the hoof. Nobody pictures that you're actually just standing straight up and down. If it works, if you like how it looks, go ahead and adapt it. If you've made it this far, I thank you for viewing. This was just a general overview of the legs I've made. For more details on making the legs, the armor, or the masks, you can check out my other videos. When I posted my first tutorial, I never ever expected to have people subscribing to my YouTube channel. I had very little guidance when I made my first set of legs. The first tutorial I posted was to share my knowledge so that you could take my ideas and improve on them. Unfortunately, I created a YouTube account to share snowboarding videos with friends, so I apologize now when I post them, and you guys are really screwed if I get a puppy or a kid. Now get out there and party.
I'm your